The North London derby between Arsenal and Tottenham is one of the fiercest rivalries in English football, but it wasn't always the case. Back in the early 1900s, Arsenal were known as Woolwich Arsenal and plied their trade in South London. But in 1913 they relocated to Highbury, a stone's throw, 4 miles from White Hart Lane, muscling in on the territory of Spurs and sparking a century-long feud. The rivalry did improve during World War II, when Spurs allowed the Gunners to share White Hart Lane whilst Highbury was being used by the RAF. But enemies will be enemies, and when the war was over, the battle for North London was back on. With hostilities high, historically few players cross the divide between the clubs, but when they do, all hell breaks loose. Enter Sol Campbell, Spurs inspirational captain who turned Judas and joined Arsenal in 2001, becoming public enemy number 1 for Spurs fans. That he played a huge part in Arsenal's invincible team of 2003 only rubs salt in the wounds for the Spurs faithful. Under Arsene Wenger, Arsenal and the red half of North London have been the dominant team, finishing above their rivals for the past 20 seasons. As a result, Arsenal fans now celebrate St Totteringham's Day, the day towards the end of the season when mathematically Spurs cannot finish above them. Had any Arsenal fan had a £20 bet with a Spurs fan in 1995 that the Gunners would finish above them, then did double or quits from then on, they would be owed a staggering £10,485,760. But long before this, Spurs fans claimed the 14th of April to be St Hotspur Day, a day that celebrates their Paul Gascoigne-inspired 3-1 win in the FA Cup semi-final, which ultimately denied their rivals a league and cup double. And if you think the rivalry is starting to die down, think again. Upon signing for Spurs earlier this year, Korean Song Hyun-min was apparently told by the club that he couldn't buy a red car. In a derby where past scores include a 4-4 draw, a 5-1 win for Spurs and a couple of 5-2 victories for Arsenal, expect goals and a whole lot of needle.